Good evening. This is the first podcast of Aaron Smith. Can't lose. It is a little after 8 o'clock. I'm very happy to be here. It's been a long time to actually get this done. It took about 8 months, but we're finally here. Um, Basically, tell you a little about myself. I've been doing comedy off and on about 10 years, but this is not going to be a comedy podcast. To make a long story short, tell a little bit about the business and what the things that my experiences and things I've gone through, and just general topics of discussion, and have a little bit of fun. Bear with me. It's the first show, so gonna be a little rough, but we'll get through it. So, as I said, I've been doing this about a little on and off like 10 years. I just started getting back to the about a year or two or so ago, and it was quite all right. But the issues and the concerns that we'll get to a later time. But we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. And it's Friday, and we're gonna just do what we do. Not too bad outside today. The last couple of 3 days, it was like so hot that I don't know. The issue with people outside is that I think if you wash more, you'll be all right. But a lot of people, I guess, that one shower a day thing, and that doesn't go for them. You should at least wash your ass at least 3 times a week or 3 times a day. I'm sorry. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, the reason why I've done this, or actually doing this, is because I've had a lot of been on places, been on other people's shows, been on people's podcasts, and my personality, the way I click with certain people, may not be for everybody, but it's all right though. It is what it is, and that's the reason behind the actual show. The name title is Aaron Smith Can't Lose, because at the end of the day, I really can't, because I really don't honestly concern myself with things that I have no control over, and that's how it is. I have control over myself, and that's it. But anyway, born and raised in New York City. I just recently celebrated a birthday last Friday. Blessed to see 35. I just enjoy myself. I pretty much laid back person, laid back guy. I like to, have a good time, enjoy myself. But, like most humans, don't piss me off. But it is what it is. A lot of things happen. I just had a show for my birthday last Friday. I've been producing Broadway Comedy Club here in the city, in Hell's Kitchen, for about a year now. It was a great show, great crowd, a lot of great comedians. I try to do that at least once a month. We usually do it on a Friday. So the next one would be October 5th. That'll be at the Broadway Comedy Club. That's 318 West 53rd Street here in New York City. It should be a lot of fun. I'm doing an actual cross promotion with another very funny, very hilarious comedian named is Latisse Clapper. She's today's BC's View, Modern Housewives. She's out there in Atlantic City. She's a Jersey kid, but she comes to the city. She's always killing it. Very funny girl. So October 5th should be really good. But all right, let's just jump into it. I guess the main thing that has got a lot of people's attention is the whole Nike ad with Colin Kaepernick. Unless you're living under a rock or have no form of communication, Colin Kaepernick is now the poster boy for Nike the 30th anniversary of Just Do It. And there's a lot of people mad, talking about they're burning their Nike gear and they're not buying all this other stuff. And quite honestly, I think that's the stupidest thing. Why would you burn something that you paid money for? That's like the stupidest thing ever. And quite honestly, Nike they're not with it. They're fine. They know what they're doing. They're about to making their money. They know what they're doing, and exactly is how it is. It's not about you know the protest. It's not about the cause or anything happening. Anything that has to do with Colin. It's about making money. That's about Nike. That's how Nike is all about. They've been doing that since the '80s when they start coming out with the Air Jordans, and Jordan ended up doing his own thing. So I don't necessarily think Nike is on Kaepernick's side, but they're going to make money off his back. So, and this is exactly how it is. But this is America, so what can you do? It is what it is. As far as I'm concerned, I like Kaepernick. He's a good guy. A decent quarterback. I hope he gets signed. I mean, the only reason why he's getting blackballed because of the protests and the kneeling and everything, and it's a silent protest, and I don't see the big deal in it, where you have a whole bunch of other people holding tiki torches and running around like they're crazy and stuff, and then that they're very nice people. But we'll get into that. We only have a short little bit of time. This is about an hour show, so. But it was one thing. It was actually saying that they had some guy that burned his sneakers while he still had them on, and I thought that to be the funniest thing. It turned out not to be true though. It was like something. But how retarded you are to burn your own sneakers and have them on. If you're gonna do that, at least take them off. That's obviously the stupidest thing I've heard all week. Quite honestly. As far as I'm concerned, like I said, everybody has the right to protest. Everybody has the right to do what they do, and but unfortunately, there are conflicts of interest, and people have difference of opinions, and that's perfectly fine. But you have to respect that, and a lot of people don't respect other people's opinions, and that's where we have conflict, and that's perfectly fine as well, as long as it doesn't become violent. But sometimes it does, and that's unfortunate. As far as I'm concerned, like I said, Nike, they're all about money, and everybody can get money. And so the boycott and protest, if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. But quite honestly, what I think is that you have all these people burning their stuff, and they want to get at people who talk about burning the American flag. I mean, honestly, what is the difference? If you really think about it. I think it's actually one and the same. If you really break it down, the issue I have with this is that it's completely and utterly a waste of time, and I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. But hey, more power to you. As far as I'm concerned. But what are you? Honestly, I don't know what people are gonna wear. I mean. It seems like everybody has an endorsement now, as Stephen Curry has Under Armour. There's a lot of guys in the NBA that wear Reebok. I don't know. Maybe they'll wear some K-Swiss or something. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of, the discussion, a lot of talk, a lot of topics, stuff like that. It's pretty much, cut and dry here. I don't take anything seriously because most things in life aren't serious, and quite honestly, if that's you have to just take advantage of the things that and learn about the things that you don't know, and honestly, that's just how I see it. But anyway, we're just gonna keep rolling along. I'm all here by my lonesome, but it's perfectly fine. I have no issue with just doing my show on my own, but we'll get guests in, and we'll have a whole bunch of fun. It's gonna have a good time. But another thing is that I'm not one of those comics that's going to talk completely about our current president of the United States, Donald Trump. Quite honestly, I'm over it. I'm all about solutions. I'm all about what's actually going to change. What is going to happen? You can complain. You can, talk until your face is blue about this gentleman, but at the end of the day, he is the president, and I don't like it. A lot of people don't like it, but until Robert Mueller takes care of business, which he seems to be doing, because a lot of people have been actually just changing the guard, if you will. I mean, if unfortunately for the president, he has no loyalty, only to himself. So that's why a lot of people took deals. That's just my honest opinion. Um, I mean, when you have your top lawyer and Michael Cohen, and then you also have Paul Manafort, who was his campaign manager, and these were like two close personal friends of his that took deals, because honestly, I wouldn't want to go to jail for Trump either. I mean, quite honestly, but for right now, he is the president, and we have to deal with him. We don't like it, and it's perfectly fine. There's a lot of people that didn't like Obama, and I told them, hey, you got to deal with it too. At the end of the day, but I'm not one of those people that are going to constantly talk about that, because it comes redundant and mundane, and it comes to the point where you quite honestly get tired of it. And I've been on a lot of shows, and I've been on a lot of places that have comics that is pretty much their format, and quite honestly, that is annoying to me, because being that there's a whole bunch to talk about besides this guy. And, okay, all presidents have been talked about, and that's perfectly fine. But my issue is that, when it's enough, it's going to be enough. I mean, you don't see Alec Baldwin on every Saturday Night Live playing him, so there you go. But, yeah. Anyway, it pretty much is what it is as far as I'm concerned. You have a lot of people that are angry on both sides. And hey, that's perfectly fine. But like I said, the whole violence thing, that's something I don't agree with, because it is only going to make things worse. But moving along, as far as I'm concerned, like I said, it's all about enjoying your time here, and life is short, and it's no time for bullshit. It really isn't. There really is no reason, and there's no if it's not if you have no control over it, or if you have no say in it, then like what the fuck, like if it's not hurting you or harming you, then it is what it is. Quite honestly, in my opinion. But that's a lot about the comedy business too. You know, a lot of people who are quote unquote comedians cannot take a joke, and it's unfortunate, because we are in the business of entertainment, and we are supposed to, not take things so seriously. But unfortunately, I've come across a lot of people, and I will not name them, because quite honestly, they haven't given me the time of the day, so why should I? They would never put me on, so why would I put them on? I mean, quite honestly, there is no reason to. But eventually, once I start talking and start communicating and speaking with few people, and they'll get it. They'll eventually know who they are. But like I've come to the point where in this career, this is pretty much something to do, something to enjoy, something to have fun with. I've always wanted to be a comedian since I was 5. I've always been, entertaining my family at functions, at Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, whatever have you. I used to have a little plastic guitar, and, my mother, used to tell you, always embarrass me with this story. But anyway, I grew up, wanting to be like, the man back in the 80s. I was born in the 80s. The man was Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, when Raw came out, that was it for me. Like that's just something I really wanted to do, and I do quite well for myself, and I can get better, and no one is perfect. So, like I said, you work with me and I work with you, and that's how I see it. And as far as I'm concerned, it pretty much is what it is. As far as it going, comedy has changed. Free speech is being threatened. That is unfortunate. And like at the end of the day, everyone has the right to say what they have to say, but they don't You don't have to always agree with them, but you can always agree to disagree, and that's how I see it. But a lot of people take a lot of jokes very seriously. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be funny. It's not meant to be mean or cutthroat unless someone takes it there. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human, and we all have issues, and we have concerns and problems and all that stuff like that. So that's what comedy is supposed to be. Comedy is supposed to be an outlet. Comedy is supposed to get you away from those things. That's why a lot of people, we go to these shows and get away for a few hours and enjoy ourselves and have a good time, not to worry about things like that. But unfortunately, and the current climate, political climate, it seems that everyone's a little too uptight about certain things, and I think that needs to change. Quite honestly, the problem with that is that okay, not one joke may not be funny to you, but it could be funny to somebody else, and that's perfectly fine. But like I said, if you are in this business of making things funny, like I said, I don't care if I like you or not. If you're funny, I want to put you on my show. But if there's other people who will catch a little attitude and have a little issue about certain things, and next thing you know, oh, I can't be here, oh, I can't go there, oh, we don't have no people here, there's no spots here, all this stuff like that. And it's kind of sad because I didn't even go through this much drama in high school. And that I went to Martin Luther King, and if somebody was getting shot in there every day or whatever the hell fuck, it was always some shit on there. It was so bad that Channel 7 just put a little station right in front of the school, because quite honestly, they knew something was going to happen every day. But it's really sad and it's really unfortunate. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm over it. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to entertain and have a good time. Wherever this takes me, it takes me, as far as I'm concerned. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of people who I believe shouldn't be in this business. It shouldn't be in the business of comedy, because quite honestly, like I said, if you can't take a joke, then you shouldn't be a comedian. You shouldn't, maybe you should do like human resources, or maybe you should work for the government, because, nobody in the government's funny anyway, as far as I'm concerned. And to be honest with me, I have a lot of gripes, a lot of issues, a lot of concerns, but that's not what the show is about. And this show is about to have fun and entertain people. But I will make fun of certain people, and I'm a son of individuals. And I'm not the type of person to name names. I'm not the type of person to, go out there and be like, oh, you this, you did that. You know who you are. You know what you did. So it is what it is. And at the end of the day, most of you people don't give a fuck anyway. So why should I care? And to be honest with you, that's like my sense of humor. A lot of people call me jaded and, a little blunt, a little too sarcastic. I mean, well, so a lot of you people are as well. And like I said, humor is meant to be different. Everybody's humor is different. Everybody's talk is different. So that's what makes us unique, and that's what makes us as best as how we are as individuals, and that's perfectly fine. My problem is that when it gets to the point where it's too serious, and I don't have, like I said, if you're going to be serious, be a fucking actor. Don't be a fucking comedian. Don't be that type of person and fucking mundane. But if you're going to be serious as well, then you know what? Quite honestly, you need to make it somewhat kind of funny. I mean, don't just come on, like seriously, what the fuck? Like, who gives a shit if you're mad at something? My concern and my issue is that there are a lot of people in this business that shouldn't be here. And the only reason why they are here is because certain people put them over. but it is what it is, as far as I'm concerned. And the problem that I have, and my issue is that just because you don't like a certain individual, or you don't like a certain individual, or you don't talk to a certain individual, you like fuck them. You're like, oh, I don't want to deal with them. Oh, I'm gonna make sure they suck. I want to make sure they're not gonna get over. And well, getting over, I'm no sure if a lot of you people. I'm not sure if you people are concerned with or even into pro wrestling, but that's a term of going over is basically, getting the person and having them being, popular in the crowd and being like good guy, bad guy stuff. We'll get into that, but it is what it is. I've been on other people's shows, and you know, they kind of like want to sandbag you with like all these weird questions and want to like trying to get out under your skin. I'm like, okay, I'm not here for that. You invited me, to get certain topics and shit, and you're just like throwing a curveball at me, which is perfectly fine. Because quite honestly, I really don't care. As far as I'm concerned, um, I usually throw it back at them. And that's probably the reason why I'm only here by myself. But it is what it is. I have invited some people. Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we'll have some other individuals on. We're chatting powwow and shit. Should be pretty cool. Um, but it is really, I really don't know how to put it. But it's been interesting, these last year or so here in comedy. I'm very proud of myself. I know I've been producing a successful show that I started with a good friend, Christian Quiones, called the Funny Underground Comedy Crew. We started about last July, I believe, and we did it. It's been about a year, so it's been pretty cool. I've had a great time. I've met a lot of cool people. I've also met a lot of assholes, which is perfectly fine. That's how you grow and that's how you learn the business. And I've also had learned the business side of comedy, which is cool. It's also a pain in the ass, with the booking the shows and dealing with the venue and the owners and all that other crap. It's been interesting, and quite honestly, I haven't choked out anybody yet. I haven't gone to jail, so I guess I'm good to go. It is what it is. But I mean, I'm just having fun, man. I just like it. I have enjoyed myself. I like having a good time. I don't bullshit around. I like to enjoy, people. The little friends, the friends that I have. I have a friend that I consider a brother. I've known him over 20 years. And we talk and we politic and all the time, and he knows exactly how I feel about certain things that goes on in this business and the issues that I have and the concerns. But I don't let that bother me, and I don't let it get to me, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to do me. I'm still going to entertain. I'm still going to have fun. I'm going to go on stage and kill it like I always do. And that's how it is. So, and that's pretty much the first part of it. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back. This is Aaron Smith, Can't Lose on Flow Empire Radio. We are back. All right, now that we got all the pleasantries and all the nice stuff out the way, I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to hold anybody's hand. There may be some things that you disagree with, and that's perfectly fine. But at the end of the day, I really don't give a shit. So anyway, I believe we were talking on, the business and how certain things that I've gone through, and we'll get into that a little bit more. But enough about me. There are, I believe, some elections coming up Thursday. There are some primaries here in the state and around the country. I believe the governor's race, the district attorney, a whole bunch of other things. But I don't like fucking Cuomo, so fuck Cuomo. I know he's gonna win. That Sex and the City lady, she ain't gonna win shit. But I mean, she's all nice and all that, but she ain't gonna win. And he'll probably run for president in 2 years. I mean, that's the rumor, but we'll see. Unfortunately, it's New York is Democratic, and it's kind of like that. But Cuomo's a gangster. I mean, I thought his father was bad, but shit, like, at least with Cuomo, at least with Mario, I believe that, at least when he fucked you in the ass, he used lube or something. Andrew doesn't even use spit. But anyway, oh God. I mean, he used to be an assistant district attorney with the Clintons and all that other stuff. I mean, there's just something about him, like he's just like a ghoul. Like, he eats small children at night or something. I'm not sure, but anyway, go out and vote, I guess. And then if you don't, then don't complain if you're a person that you wanted didn't win because you didn't vote. There is NFL season coming up. I guess it did start, I believe, yesterday. Me personally, I am not participating in watching the NFL. I am sort of kind of protesting. I'm getting really sick and tired of this whole flag debate thing on both sides. I agree. I lean more towards Kaepernick because I do understand. I mean, realistically, enough's enough. And a lot of things that a lot of people don't understand, that these people who are so-called patriots don't understand about the flag, is that there is no rule nowhere that I've seen that says you have to stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. But there are some things about talking about you don't have you can't be wearing the flag. I mean, I think there's a rule about that, but we'll get into that next show. Quite honestly, it's at the end of the day, it's all bullshit. I mean, I respect and I admire the compassion for a man to give up his livelihood for stand up for what he believes in. I completely agree with that. And on the other side, you don't like him, you want to protect the flag and all this other shit, more power to you. I mean, but quite honestly, that's really kind of dumb too. But this is America, so what can you do? Everybody has the right to be an idiot. Some people just abuse the privilege. I don't think an American said that. I believe Joseph Stalin said that, but I'm not sure. We'll get back to that another time. Like I said, there's gonna be some stories to tell there of all the things that I've gone through as a comedian and as a person, and you'll get to know me as I get to know you. I encourage everyone to just keep an open mind. You work with me and I work with you. And we're not always going to agree on everything. We're not always going to see eye to eye. But I am a person that, gives respect, and I expect to get it back. And that's just how I see things. But, it's it's been a ride, but it's not over yet. It's been a whole lot of fun. I've had a blast so far this year. Like I said, doing my show at Broadway Comedy, and dealing with, that part of the biz, and a lot of interesting characters. Quite honestly, there'd be a great sitcom one day, maybe one down the line. I don't know, baby steps. But there are a lot of things and a lot of issues in this world that we as people go through day in and day out. And I'm here to basically entertain you and just help you get through it. I don't have all the answers. I'm not the perfect person. There's nobody on this world that's perfect. But at the end of the day, we shall get there. We'll be all right. We're gonna be all right. A lot of people worry about this orange cock holster. Listen, even if it was somebody else, even if it was Hillary in there, we still deal with some other bullshit. It'll be her bullshit, but it'll still be bullshit when the same. So, like I said, a president is just an office. Whoever's in there is just the body. It doesn't matter who it is. But this motherfucker, he gonna make sure that no white person gets elected as president ever again the way he's going. But yeah, it's just hilarious how things go. And I think I would say use this as a lesson that not everything that you want you shouldn't get. As far as, I guess, Trump is concerned, or I guess how things are. But and on the other side of it, anything's possible. I mean, back in the day where they said that you could be anything you want, you could be president. Well, if a reality star billionaire can be president, I guess so can you. I mean, if you want to go, I wouldn't want that stress. I mean, every president that's gotten out of office has looked horrible. Like, they look all young and vibrant when they first come in there, and then they look like a fucking mummy once they come out. I mean, Trump looks prunish and kind of weird anyway. I'm pretty sure he's going to end up looking like Jigsaw from the horror movies and shit. For that, he's already got like grayish white hair anyway. But this is going to be really fun. I'm actually glad I made it. I was running a little late, but we got to the show. This is going to be all right. I like it. And I hope you like it too. I just was informed that there was, I believe, well, I don't really follow rap too much, but there was a gentleman by the name of Mac Miller who had passed away. It was just a couple hours ago of apparent overdose. And I just want to say that addiction is not to be taken lightly. We don't know the whole story behind it. I mean, a lot of people like to talk shit about people that have died because of certain issues. I mean, you don't know what this gentleman went through. You don't know what he was going on in his mind and everything. Being somebody that deals with mental illness and has family members who deal with mental illness, I'm not saying that's the issue, but whatever things that he was going through, it was enough to take his life, and that's unfortunate. And my condolences and my prayers and my thoughts go out to them. I mean, that's a popular thing, thoughts and prayers, but I rather say peace and blessings. And to his family, to his friends, and to all those that know him, may you rest in peace. But we're gonna get ready to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed your time with me, and as short as it was, but we shall see you again next week, Friday, 8 o'clock. Same bat time, same bat channel. This is Aaron Smith. And once again, like I said, I can't lose. Thank you for listening. See you next time.